Hi all! Today we're discussing an introduction to the investment barbell strategy and managing your financial life. I'm a decision confidence builder and a personal finance decision expert. My background includes being a personal finance author. I'm a personal finance professor at James Madison University. I'm a behavioral economist. I'm an executive with Definitive, a choice architecture firm. I've worked with companies like Cap One, Citi, and Wells Fargo, and I'm a former managing consultant with KPMG and IBM. Today, we will discuss maximizing wealth for those not wealthy yet, but would like help getting wealthy. Our series objectives include manage both diversification and volatility-borne risks, define quadrants of investments aligned with typical life goals, then provide quadrant weighting suggestions to optimize the risk-return trade-off. Furnish confidence-inspiring resources and feedback from world-renowned economists and investors. Give examples and decision tools to practically implement the framework. And then finally, encourage a progress, not perfection mindset. There are many high-impact financial decisions we need to make along our life road. And viewing our personal finance and financial journey as a road is really, really essential. Next are some examples. So, thinking about your risk personality, that's really very, very important. We'll talk about that next, but that's what's going to help you know how you feel about taking risk in your life. We'll focus on retirement and that initial retirement focus. We'll also talk about the assets that you buy, such as a car or a home. Then we'll look at insurance. You have to insure those wonderful assets. We'll also look at things like credit cards and cash management, your liquidity, really managing the cash in your life. That's really going to be very essential for providing for your investment barbell strategy. We'll move on to your risk personality 2.0. Now, what you need to think about is your risk personality, like many things in your life, will evolve, and updating is critical. We'll look into financial investments. We also recommend using fintechs like robo-advisors, and then we'll continue to look at your retirement, making updates to how you think about retirement over time. Then we'll look towards looking potentially at investment properties or other forms of real estate beyond your primary home. Then we will look into perhaps commercial properties, also looking into life events, of course, like weddings and other big events can be very expensive, and of course are hugely important for your family. And then we'll reevaluate your risk personality again, keeping those things updated. And then as you're sliding towards retirement, we'll start preparing for that ultimate journey towards your end goal involving your retirement. Now, let's discuss our approach to helping you manage your financial life. Setting up an investment barbell strategy, which is called IBS, you use common fintechs and decision tools. Then, integrate your IBS into your life with appropriate information sharing. This is when you are integrated with those different fintechs. They always throw off amazing information, plus you need a way to get between yourself and the fintech firm. We'll have regular reviews to explore progress against the IBS and make some mid-course adjustment recommendations. We'll make periodic banking and financial changes. This is all part of the updating process. I recommend that you read my book. It's a wonderful foundation called Making Choices, Making Money, Your Guide to Confident Financial Decisions. The great thing about the book is it's helpful when you first start out, but it also provides reminders and reinforcement as you go along your journey. It will be your companion throughout your life. And then enrollment in the Monthly Decisions email series. This provides content for high-impact seasonal financial decisions. and access to my YouTube channel. I have short podcasts covering our decisions curriculum. It's really meant to cover a whole wider range of different financial situations and to help you as you manage through your financial life. Here are the 4 agenda items for our Investment Barbell Strategy series. First, we'll start with implementing a cash flow waterfall to manage your liquidity and build your investable equity. This is all about implementing the waterfall and how not to be your own worst enemy. Number 2, we'll move on to building your financial war chest to fund other investments. We'll define each quadrant of the IBS, and then we'll implement what's called spring investing. Then we'll show you how to implement the IBS, which is focused on strategy levels, products, and investment approaches. Then finally, for number 4, we'll provide a live example with Liam and Liam's family, and that is with the IBS in action. So today, we will start with how not to be your own worst enemy. Starting with assessing your own risk tolerance is super important. Later, we discuss volatility as one of the risk features driving IBS. Risk surveys, like Wealthfront's, help you understand your capacity for volatility exposure. In some cases, high capacity for volatility exposure is very helpful to your long-term wealth, but only if you have staying power when the volatility happens. Also, it is good to regularly take the survey. Your risk tolerance will evolve throughout your life. Here's the approach to taking the survey. You can pause here if you want to take the survey now. Record your risk tolerance score. You will need it later. The savings waterfall starts with your SEP IRA, 401k, or other retirement savings. Then you'll build emergency reserves. This happens over time, usually over months. Use robo-advisor for after-tax investing. We'll take raises off the table. This means increasing your savings by the amount of your raise. When under 35, a Roth IRA conversion is often optimal. Also, check out our waterfall tool. You can find it in other resources in my book. Now, let's discuss the relationship between risk, return, and time. Risk and return go together. Risk and time are like two sides of the same coin. You can take more volatility risk as long as you are diversified and time is on your side. This is why the risk tolerance score is so important. The future is the playing field. Time transforms risk. Now, let's discuss your overall objectives called the MTP. M is for motivation grounding, T is for time frame setting, and P is for process implementing. Motivation grounding, be content with yourself. Don't spend money you don't have. Don't buy things you don't need, and don't focus on impressing people. The T is time frame setting. Have a long-term focus. Wealth and security are built over decades, not months. And then process implementing is as simple as save, invest, evaluate, rebalance, and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Managing our emotions and seek exposure to risk. You want risk, but the appropriate risk, but in a way that best achieves our return objectives. Using the barbell approach helps you build success investment habits. Now, we'll discuss key elements and behaviors of our IBS. Appropriately manage both diversification and volatility-borne risk. Make time your friend for managing risk. Define quadrants of investments aligned with typical life goals like home ownership. Provide quadrant weighting suggestions to optimize the risk-return trade-off. Furnish resources and feedback from world-renowned economists and investors. Give examples and decision tools to practically implement the investment barbell strategy. Encourage a process, not perfection mindset. Assess the various investments we typically engage in throughout our life, and will provide a repeatable, consistent investment decision process used for all of the investments. Next, we discuss how not to be your own worst enemy. To orient you, the black line with the upward arrow is the return you want, right there in the middle. Draw your attention to the green side on the left. That black upward arrow is the return you want. The orange lines are the risk you take. Then the green vertical line is the return you achieve from that risk. Now notice, the informed investor has a higher return. So now let's discuss why. Risk and return are correlated in the long run. The higher the risk, the higher the potential return. Risk and return have a statistical nature to them, and we'll talk more about that in future episodes. Achieve optimized and convex return outcomes via risk features known as diversification and volatility. Now, let's consider what happened with the uninformed investor and what not to do. If all investments are filtered as medium risk, then risk equals medium and return equals low. It is natural but wrong to put all your investments through the same risk filter, like that medium risk filter. Capping the upside reduces overall portfolio performance. Next, let's consider what happened with the informed investor. They had a much better return, but why is that? If all investments are filtered as either high or low risk, then like before, risk equals medium, but now return equals above medium and likely significantly above. It is less intuitive but best to distribute your investments at the edges of the desired return, like medium risk. This is the investment barbell in action. Capping the downside and leaving open the upside improves overall portfolio performance. To finish this segment, let's end with a discussion about the two essential risk features, diversification and volatility. Diversification is the degree to which an investment component, like a company, can impact the overall value of an investment. The more companies, the higher the diversification. Volatility, on the other hand, is the degree to which an investment varies above or below the average value of that investment. The more the investment varies from the average, the higher the volatility. Today was an introduction to the investment barbell strategy and how not to be your own worst enemy. Next time, we'll go deeper into each IBS quadrant. Those quadrants are at the end of the diversification and volatility risk barbells. The four quadrants are called cash, robo, real, and fun. But until then, until next time, you've got this.